You know that feeling when you stretch in the morning and your whole body just works? Like some invisible orchestra is playing perfectly in sync? Well, tonight, we're going to explore exactly what's happening beneath your skin. Not in a textbook way, but in a way that'll make you drift off while actually learning something incredible about yourself. Right now, as you're settling in, over 600 muscles in your body are working. Some are holding you up. Others are breathing for you. A few are keeping your eyes focused on these words. And the beautiful part? You're not thinking about any of it. Your body just knows. I've always found something deeply calming about understanding how our bodies work. It's like discovering you've been living in a mansion your whole life, but never knew what was in all the rooms. Tonight, we're going to walk through those rooms together, slowly, quietly. And by the end, you'll understand the machinery that carries you through life. Let's start with something simple. Blink. Just blink. That tiny action involved at least 6 muscles working in perfect coordination. The orbicularis oculi wrapped around your eye contracted. The levator palpebrae superioris lifted your eyelid back up. All of this happened in about 100 to 150 milliseconds. You didn't plan it. You didn't calculate angles or force. Your body just did it. This is what I love about the muscular system. It's both incredibly complex and somehow effortless. Evolution spent millions of years perfecting this machinery, and now it runs so smoothly that we forget it's even there. Think about your heart for a moment. Not in a worrying way, just acknowledge it. That muscle has been beating since before you were born. Before you took your first breath, before you opened your eyes, your heart was already working. It's been contracting and relaxing roughly once every second of your entire life. If you're 30 years old, that's about 1 billion heartbeats. And it's not tired. It's not planning to stop. It just keeps going. The thing about muscles is they're always in conversation with your brain. Right now, thousands of tiny signals are firing back and forth. Your brain is asking your muscles what position you're in. Your muscles are reporting back. Some are saying they're stretched. Others are saying they're relaxed. A few might be saying they're a bit tense, and without you consciously deciding anything, your brain makes tiny adjustments. This is why understanding the muscular system is actually relaxing. Once you realize how much is being handled for you, automatically, perfectly, you can let go a little more. You don't have to control everything. Your body's got this. Let me tell you about the first time I really understood this. I was lying in bed, unable to sleep, and I started thinking about breathing. Big mistake usually, because once you think about breathing, you have to do it manually, right? But then I stopped trying to control it. I just watched it happen. My diaphragm would contract, pulling air in. Then it would relax, and my lungs would spring back, pushing air out, over and over. And I wasn't doing it. My body was doing it for me. That's when I realized that sleep itself is an act of trust. You're trusting your body to keep working while your conscious mind takes a break. And your body never lets you down. All night, every night, your muscles keep you breathing, keep your heart beating, keep your blood flowing. So tonight, that's what we're going to explore. Not in a clinical way, but in a way that helps you appreciate and trust this incredible system you're living inside. We'll talk about big muscles and tiny ones, fast movements and slow contractions, the muscles you can control, and the ones that work in the background, keeping you alive. And here's the beautiful part. As we talk about all of this, your body will be demonstrating it. Every breath, every heartbeat, every tiny adjustment you make to get comfortable, it's all the muscular system at work. You're not just learning about muscles, you're feeling them work in real time. By the end of tonight, you'll drift off with a new appreciation for the body you live in. You'll understand why you don't have to worry about controlling everything, because most of the important stuff is handled by systems that are far older and wiser than your conscious thoughts. So get comfortable. Adjust your pillow. Shift your weight. Feel how easy that is, how natural. Your body knows what to do. And for the next couple of hours, we're just going to explore how it does it. One muscle group at a time, one gentle explanation at a time, until you naturally drift into sleep. Let's begin with the muscles that are probably most active for you right now, the ones in your neck and shoulders. Your neck is holding up something that weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, your head. Right now, multiple muscles are balancing this weight so precisely that you don't feel any effort at all. It's like having a gyroscope built into your body. The sternocleidomastoid is one of the most interesting muscles in your neck. If you turn your head to the right, the one on your left contracts. Turn left, and the right one engages. You can actually feel these if you place your fingers on the sides of your neck and turn your head slowly. They're these thick bands that run diagonally from behind your ear down to your collarbone. What's fascinating is that these muscles are working even when you're perfectly still. They're making micro adjustments constantly, keeping your head level. Your inner ear detects the slightest tilt, sends a message to your brain, and your brain tells these muscles to adjust. All of this happens faster than you can consciously perceive. Then there's the trapezius. This is that large, flat muscle that covers your upper back and neck like a cape. It's actually one continuous muscle, but we talk about it in 3 parts, upper, middle, and lower, because different sections do different jobs. The upper part is what people usually think of when their shoulders feel tense. It lifts your shoulders up, like when you shrug. But here's something most people don't know. The trapezius isn't supposed to be constantly active. In a truly relaxed state, your shoulders should be held in place mostly by skeletal structure and ligaments. The trapezius should just be resting, ready to act when needed. The problem is, modern life has us all hunched over phones and computers, and this muscle ends up working overtime. Right now, you can probably let your trapezius relax a little more. Just let your shoulders drop. Not dramatically, just let them settle. Feel that? That's you giving that muscle permission to rest. It's been working all day. It deserves a break. Under the trapezius, there's a whole layer of smaller muscles that most people never think about. The levator scapulae runs from your neck down to your shoulder blade. When it contracts, it literally lifts your shoulder blade up. The rhomboids sit between your spine and your shoulder blades, pulling them together when you squeeze your shoulders back. These deeper muscles are like the stagehands in a theater production. Nobody sees them, but the show couldn't happen without them. They stabilize your shoulder blades, which creates a stable platform for your arms to move from. Every time you reach for something, throw something, or lift something, these muscles are working behind the scenes. Your shoulders themselves are miracles of engineering. The shoulder joint is the most mobile joint in your body. You can move your arm in a complete circle, which is amazing, but it comes at a cost. Mobile joints are less stable. So your body compensated by surrounding the shoulder with multiple layers of muscles. The rotator cuff isn't a single muscle. It's 4 muscles working as a team. The supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. Together, they form a cuff around the head of your upper arm bone, holding it in the shallow socket of your shoulder blade. They're small muscles, but they're incredibly important. They're what allow your shoulder to move freely while staying safely in its socket. When you lift your arm out to the side, the deltoid, that rounded muscle on top of your shoulder, does most of the heavy lifting. But the rotator cuff muscles are controlling the movement, making sure everything stays aligned. It's like the deltoid is the engine, and the rotator cuff is the steering system. Now, as you're lying there, these shoulder muscles are probably doing very little. Maybe you're on your side, and they're just holding your top arm in place. Maybe you're on your back, and they're completely relaxed. This is good. This is what recovery feels like. All day, these muscles have been working, holding your phone, carrying bags, typing, driving. Now they get to rest. And here's something beautiful about muscle rest. When a muscle relaxes, blood flow increases. Fresh oxygen comes in, waste products get carried away. The muscle tissue repairs itself from the day's work. This is happening right now in your neck and shoulders. Just by lying here, just by letting go, you're healing. The muscles in your neck and shoulders also reveal something important about the mind-body connection. When you're stressed, these muscles tense up. It's automatic. Your body is preparing for action, even when there's nothing physical to do. Over time, this chronic tension becomes normal, and you forget what true relaxation feels like. But you can relearn it. It starts with awareness. Notice your shoulders right now. Are they creeping up toward your ears? Let them drop. Notice your jaw. Is it clenched? Let it soften. Notice the back of your neck. Is there tension there? Imagine it melting away. This isn't just feel-good advice. This is about giving your muscles permission to do what they do best. Rest when they're not needed. Your body wants to relax. Sometimes your mind just needs to get out of the way. Let's move up to your face. You have about 43 muscles in your face, and they're unlike most other muscles in your body. They're not attached to bone on both ends. Instead, one end attaches to bone, and the other end attaches to skin. This is why you can make expressions. Your muscles are literally moving your skin. Right now, your face is probably fairly neutral, but even in a neutral expression, some muscles are working. The ones around your eyes are maintaining your eyelid position. The ones around your mouth are keeping your lips gently together. Your forehead might be completely smooth, or there might be a tiny furrow between your eyebrows that's so familiar you don't even notice it anymore. The orbicularis oculi, the muscle that circles your eye, is one of the most frequently used muscles in your entire body. Every blink, every squint, every genuine smile activates this muscle. And here's a fun fact. You blink about 15 to 20 times per minute when you're awake. That's nearly 20,000 blinks a day. This one muscle contracts 20,000 times, and you barely think about it. When you smile, a real smile, not a fake one, specific muscles activate. The zygomaticus major pulls the corners of your mouth up and back. But a genuine smile also involves the orbicularis oculi, which creates those little crinkles at the corners of your eyes. This is why real smiles and fake smiles look different. You can consciously control your mouth, but most people can't voluntarily activate those eye muscles. Your body knows the difference between genuine happiness and social performance. Your forehead has the frontalis muscle, which raises your eyebrows and creates horizontal lines across your forehead. Then there's the corrugator supercilii, which pulls your eyebrows together and creates vertical lines between them. This is your concerned or concentrated look. For many people, this muscle gets stuck in a partially contracted state. They're perpetually looking slightly worried, even when they're not. Right now, let your forehead completely relax. Imagine those muscles smoothing out like a piece of silk being laid flat. There's nothing to furrow your brow about right now. Nothing to figure out. Just let your forehead be soft and smooth. Now, let's talk about your jaw, because this is where a lot of people hold tension without realizing it. The masseter muscle is your main chewing muscle. It runs from your cheekbone down to your jawbone, and it's one of the strongest muscles in your body relative to its size. It has to be. Chewing is hard work, but most of the time, you're not chewing. Your jaw should be relaxed, with your teeth slightly apart. There should be a tiny space between your upper and lower teeth. For many people though, the jaw stays clenched. The masseter stays partially contracted, sometimes all day, sometimes even during sleep. This is one of the easiest places to release tension once you're aware of it. Let your jaw drop open just slightly. Let your tongue rest on the floor of your mouth. Feel how the masseter muscles soften. You might even feel a slight ache as they finally let go. That's okay. That's just tension releasing. The temporalis is another jaw muscle. It's a fan-shaped muscle that covers part of your skull, just above and in front of your ears. Put your fingers there and clench your teeth. Feel that movement? That's the temporalis. Now unclench and feel it soften. This muscle, like the masseter, can hold onto tension for hours or days if you're stressed or concentrating hard on something. Beneath your jaw, there's a whole set of muscles that help you swallow, talk, and move your tongue. The mylohyoid forms a muscular floor for your mouth. The geniohyoid helps move your jaw and hyoid bone. You're probably not thinking about these muscles ever, but they're working every time you swallow. And you swallow a lot, about 600 times a day on average. Your tongue itself is pure muscle, not a single bone in it. It's a group of muscles working together, which is why the tongue is so flexible and can make such complex movements. Every word you speak, every taste you experience, every swallow, your tongue is choreographing all of it. What's remarkable about facial muscles is how much they communicate without words. Before language, Our ancestors used facial expressions to convey emotion, intention, and social information. Your facial muscles are still doing that job today. They're constantly broadcasting your internal state to the world around you. But tonight, your face doesn't need to communicate anything. There's no one to signal to, no expression to maintain. You can let every muscle in your face rest completely. Let your eyelids be heavy. Let your jaw hang loose. Let your lips barely touch. Let your forehead smooth out completely. This is what your face looks like when it's truly at peace. No performance, no mask, no tension. Just the natural state of rest that your facial muscles are always trying to return to. Let's drift down to one of the most fundamental movements your body makes: breathing. You've been breathing since the moment you were born, about 20,000 times every day, and yet it's so automatic that you rarely think about it. But the mechanics of breathing are actually beautiful when you slow down and pay attention. The main muscle of breathing is the diaphragm, and it's one of the most underappreciated muscles in your entire body. It's a dome-shaped sheet of muscle that sits at the base of your lungs, separating your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. When it contracts, it flattens down, which creates more space in your chest. Air rushes in to fill that space, and you've inhaled. Here's what's interesting. You don't have to pull air in. You just have to create space, and air naturally fills it. Then, when your diaphragm relaxes and returns to its domed shape, your lungs naturally recoil, and air flows out. Exhalation, when you're relaxed, is completely passive. Your body does it for you. Right now, just notice your breathing without changing it. Feel your belly rise and fall. That's your diaphragm working. When you breathe in, your belly should expand. This isn't because air is going into your stomach. It's because your diaphragm is pushing down on your abdominal contents, making your belly push out. It's a sign that you're breathing deeply and efficiently. Many people breathe mostly with their chest, using muscles in their neck and shoulders to expand their rib cage. This works, but it's less efficient and it contributes to neck and shoulder tension. The diaphragm is designed to be your primary breathing muscle. When it's doing most of the work, breathing feels effortless. Your intercostal muscles, the small muscles between your ribs, assist with breathing. When you inhale, the external intercostals contract, pulling your ribs up and out, expanding your chest. When you need to exhale forcefully, like when you're exercising or coughing, the internal intercostals contract, pulling your ribs down and in. But again, when you're at rest, exhalation should be passive. You don't need to push the air out. Just let it go. Your lungs and ribcage naturally want to return to their resting position. Trust that. There's something deeply meditative about following the breath. Not controlling it, just following it. Notice how each breath is slightly different. One might be deeper, the next shallower. One might be smooth, the next might catch slightly. That's normal. Your body adjusts your breathing based on what it needs moment to moment. The rate and depth of your breathing are controlled by a part of your brainstem called the medulla oblongata. It's constantly monitoring the carbon dioxide levels in your blood. When CO2 rises, you breathe more. When it falls, you breathe less. All of this happens automatically, without any conscious input from you. This is why you can't hold your breath indefinitely. Even if you consciously try, eventually the CO2 levels in your blood rise to a point where your medulla oblongata overrides your conscious decision and forces you to breathe. Your body won't let you harm yourself. It's always looking out for you. When you're stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and quick. This is part of the fight or flight response. Your body thinks it needs to prepare for action, so it changes your breathing pattern. But here's the amazing part. You can reverse this. By consciously slowing and deepening your breath, you can signal to your nervous system that you're safe. The body and mind communicate in both directions. Slow breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. Your heart rate slows. Your blood pressure drops. Tension melts away. All of this happens just by breathing slowly and deeply. So let's try that now. Don't force it, just gently encourage your breath to slow down. Breathe in for a count of 4. Pause naturally. Breathe out for a count of 6. The exhale is longer than the inhale, which is especially calming. Do this a few times, Then let your breath return to whatever rhythm feels natural. Feel how your diaphragm moves. Feel your belly rise and fall. Feel the slight expansion of your rib cage. All of these movements are muscles at work, happening automatically, keeping you alive, asking nothing in return. Your breathing will continue all night while you sleep. Your diaphragm will keep contracting and relaxing, about 12 to 16 times per minute, every minute, for hours. It never gets tired. It never needs a break. It's been doing this your entire life, and it'll keep doing it for as long as you live. There's something profoundly comforting about that. You don't have to maintain consciousness to stay alive. Your body has systems in place, ancient systems that have kept humans alive for millions of years. The muscular mechanics of breathing are one of those systems. They work in the background, quietly, reliably, constantly. As you settle deeper into relaxation, your breathing will naturally slow. You might even notice it becoming so gentle that you can barely feel it. That's fine. That's your body entering a rest state. Your muscles are using less oxygen, so you need less air. Everything is adjusting, balancing, finding equilibrium. This is the body's wisdom. Trust it. Let it do what it knows how to do. Your job right now is just to rest. Your diaphragm will handle the breathing. Your back is home to some of the longest, strongest muscles in your body. And right now, as you lie down, most of them are finally getting a break. All day, they've been fighting gravity, keeping you upright, and they've done it so seamlessly that you probably haven't thought about them once. The erector spinae is actually a group of muscles that runs along both sides of your spine, from your tailbone all the way up to your skull. These are your primary postural muscles. When you stand or sit, they're constantly making tiny adjustments to keep your spine vertical. They're like the cables on a suspension bridge, maintaining tension to keep the structure stable. What's interesting is that these muscles work harder when your posture is poor. If you slouch forward, they have to work extra hard to keep you from falling over. But when your spine is properly aligned, they can relax a bit because your bones are doing more of the work. The skeleton is actually quite good at holding itself up when everything is stacked correctly. Right now, lying down, your erector spinae muscles are in their most relaxed state. Gravity isn't pulling you forward or backward. Your spine is supported by whatever surface you're on. These muscles can completely let go. If you pay attention, you might feel a pleasant sensation of release all along your back. That's months or years of tension finally dissolving. The latissimus dorsi, or lats, are the broad muscles that give your back its width. They run from your armpit area down to your lower back, creating that V shape on muscular backs. These muscles are involved in pulling movements. When you do a pull-up, row a boat, or even just pull a door open, your lats are working. But unless you're actively using your arms right now, your lats are resting. They're just lying there, soft and relaxed. Blood is flowing through them, delivering oxygen and nutrients, carrying away waste products. They're recovering from the day, preparing for tomorrow. Deeper in your back, you have the multifidus muscles. These are small muscles that connect one vertebra to the next, running all the way up your spine. They're stabilizing muscles, helping to control the movement of individual vertebrae. They're especially important for protecting your lower back. When these deep muscles are strong and active, your spine is stable and safe. When they're weak or not firing correctly, your spine is vulnerable to injury. This is why back pain is so common. These small, deep muscles often stop working properly, and the larger muscles have to compensate. Your lower back, the lumbar region, carries a lot of load during the day. When you bend forward to pick something up, tie your shoes, or lean over a sink, your lower back muscles are working hard to control that movement. When you return to standing, they're pulling you back up against gravity. The quadratus lumborum, or QL, is a muscle that connects your lower ribs to your pelvis. When both sides work together, they help you stand up straight. When one side contracts, it bends you to that side. This muscle is often involved in lower back pain, especially if you have a habit of standing with your weight shifted to one side. But again, lying down, these muscles get a break. The QL doesn't have to hold you up. The erector spinae doesn't have to fight gravity. Everything can just rest. The upper back has the rhomboids, and the middle portion of the trapezius, which we touched on earlier. These muscles pull your shoulder blades back and together. When you squeeze your shoulders back to correct your posture, you're using these muscles. When you're hunched over a computer, these muscles are stretched out and weakened. Right now, they're in a neutral position. Not stretched, not contracted, just resting. This is their happy place. They're not being asked to do anything. They're just existing, waiting patiently for the next time they're needed. One thing people don't realize about back muscles is how much they contribute to breathing. The erector spinae helps stabilize your rib cage. The lats attach to your ribs and can assist with forced exhalation. The serratus posterior muscles, hidden beneath the larger muscles, attach to your ribs and help with breathing mechanics. Your body is deeply interconnected. No muscle works in isolation. Your back muscles support your breathing, which feeds oxygen to all your muscles, which allows them to work efficiently. It's all one beautiful, integrated system. As you lie here, imagine your back spreading out against the surface beneath you. Imagine each vertebra settling, each muscle softening. From your tailbone to your skull, your entire back is supported. There's nothing for it to do right now. Nothing to hold up, nothing to stabilize. Just rest. This is what your back has been waiting for all day. This moment of complete release. Give it that gift. Let every muscle along your spine soften and spread. Let gravity gently stretch and relax the tissues. Let tension drain away like water soaking into soil. When people talk about the core, they usually mean the abs, but your core is actually much more than that. It's a muscular cylinder that includes your abdominals, your deep hip muscles, your pelvic floor, and portions of your back muscles. All of these work together to stabilize your spine and transfer force between your upper and lower body. The rectus abdominis is what people think of as the six-pack muscle. It runs vertically from your sternum down to your pubic bone. Its main job is to flex your spine forward, like when you do a sit-up or crunch. But it's also constantly working at a low level to maintain your posture and support your internal organs. Right now, unless you're intentionally contracting it, your rectus abdominis is relaxed. Your spine doesn't need to flex. There's no weight to support. It can just rest in its natural length. The obliques are the muscles on the sides of your torso. You have external obliques, which run diagonally downward from your ribs to your pelvis, and internal obliques beneath them, which run diagonally upward. These muscles work together to rotate your torso and bend you to the side. Every time you twist to look behind you or reach across your body, your obliques are working. But lying still, they're quiet. They're just there, softly surrounding your midsection, supporting your organs, keeping everything in place without any effort. The deepest abdominal muscle is the transverse abdominis. It wraps horizontally around your midsection like a corset. When it contracts, it compresses your abdominal contents and stabilizes your spine. This is your body's natural weight belt. It's supposed to engage automatically whenever you move, providing a stable foundation for movement. Physical therapists love this muscle because it's so important for back health. When it's working properly, your spine is protected. When it's weak or not firing correctly, you're vulnerable to injury. The good news is that your transverse abdominis is probably working right now, even at rest, maintaining a gentle baseline tension that supports your core. Below your abdominals, you have your pelvic floor muscles. These form a hammock-like sling at the base of your pelvis, supporting your bladder, bowels, and reproductive organs. They're involved in continence, core stability, and sexual function. They're working all the time, mostly without you noticing. The pelvic floor is one of those muscle groups people rarely think about until there's a problem. But like all muscles, it benefits from appropriate tension and release. Right now, you can consciously relax your pelvic floor. Let it soften and release any holding. There's nothing to squeeze, nothing to control. Just let it be. Your core muscles also include the diaphragm, which we talked about earlier. When you breathe deeply, your diaphragm descends and your abdominal muscles gently stretch. When you exhale, your abdominals can gently contract to help push air out, though at rest this should be mostly passive. What's fascinating about the core is that it's designed to create a stable center from which your limbs can move freely. Watch a cat leap onto a fence. Its core remains stable and controlled, while its legs do all the dynamic movement. Human movement works the same way. A stable core allows for efficient, safe movement of your arms and legs. But stability doesn't mean rigid. Your core should be dynamically stable, able to adjust and respond to changes in load and position. It's like the suspension on a car, firm enough to support the vehicle, but flexible enough to absorb bumps and adjust to the terrain. Right now, your core is in its resting state. It's maintaining just enough tension to support your organs and keep your spine in a neutral position. But it's not working hard. It's not bracing or flexing, it's just being. Notice your belly as you breathe. It should rise and fall freely, without restriction. This means your abdominal muscles are relaxed enough to allow your diaphragm to work efficiently. If your belly is held tight, see if you can let it soften. There's no need to hold your stomach in right now. No one's looking. No one's judging. Let it be soft and natural. The core is often where people hold emotional tension. Anxiety can manifest as a tight, clenched feeling in the belly. Stress can create a sensation of bracing, like you're constantly protecting yourself from an anticipated blow. But right now, there's nothing to brace against, nothing to protect yourself from. You're safe, lying down, supported. Let that safety sink in. Let your core muscles feel that safety. They can stop guarding, they can stop holding. They can just exist in this moment, soft and easy. Your internal organs are nestled within this muscular cylinder. Your stomach, liver, intestines, kidneys, all supported and protected by these layers of muscle. They're doing their work right now, digesting, filtering, processing, and your core muscles are giving them space to do it. Imagine your entire torso as a softly glowing cylinder of light. The light is gentle, warm, and relaxed. It's not harsh or intense. It's just a calm, steady presence. This is your core at rest, supporting you effortlessly, asking nothing, just being. Let's move down to your hips. This is where your spine connects to your legs, and it's an area packed with some of the largest, strongest muscles in your body. These muscles have to be strong. They're responsible for supporting your entire upper body and generating the force needed for walking, running, climbing, and just about every lower body movement you make. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in your body. It forms the bulk of your buttocks, and it's incredibly powerful. Its primary job is to extend your hip, that is, to move your thigh backward. When you stand up from a chair, climb stairs, or run uphill, your glute max is doing most of the work. Right now, unless you're lying on your stomach and actively contracting it, your gluteus maximus is completely relaxed. It's probably pressed against whatever surface you're lying on, soft and at ease. All day, it's been working to keep you upright and moving. Now it gets to rest. Beneath the gluteus maximus, you have the gluteus medius and gluteus minimus. These muscles are on the side of your hip, and they're responsible for moving your leg out to the side and stabilizing your pelvis when you stand on one leg. Every time you take a step, the glute med on your standing leg contracts to keep your pelvis level. Without it, you'd lurch from side to side when you walk. These muscles are absolutely crucial for walking, but most people never think about them. They're just doing their job in the background, firing hundreds of times with every walk you take, keeping you stable and balanced. Deep in your hip, you have a group of small muscles called the deep hip rotators. The most famous of these is the piriformis. These muscles rotate your thigh outward and help stabilize your hip joint. They're small, but they're mighty, and when they get tight or irritated, they can cause significant discomfort. The piriformis runs from your sacrum to the top of your thigh bone, and the sciatic nerve runs right beneath it, or sometimes through it. When the piriformis gets tight, it can compress the sciatic nerve, causing pain, tingling, or numbness down the leg. This is why hip flexibility and relaxation are so important. Right now, these deep hip muscles should be relaxed. There's no need to rotate your leg or stabilize your pelvis. They can just soften and let go. If you've been sitting all day, these muscles might have been compressed and tensed for hours. Now they get to breathe, get fresh blood flow, and recover. On the front of your hip, you have the iliopsoas. This is actually two muscles, the iliacus and the psoas major, but they work together so closely that we usually talk about them as one unit. The psoas is especially interesting because it attaches to your lumbar spine and runs down to attach to your thigh bone. It's the only muscle that directly connects your spine to your leg. The iliopsoas flexes your hip, bringing your thigh toward your chest. When you walk, one hip is flexing while the other is extending, and the iliopsoas is responsible for that flexion. When you sit, the iliopsoas is in a shortened position for hours. For many people, this leads to chronically tight hip flexors, which can contribute to lower back pain. Lying down, especially if your legs are extended, your iliopsoas can finally lengthen and relax. It's been shortened or working all day. Now it gets to return to its natural resting length. You might even feel a gentle stretch or release sensation in the front of your hip as this happens. That's a good thing. That's tension letting go. The hip is a ball and socket joint, just like the shoulder, but it's much more stable. The socket is deeper, and it's surrounded by thick ligaments and all these powerful muscles we've been talking about. This stability is necessary because your hip has to support your body weight with every step. What's remarkable is how all these muscles work together. Your glutes, hip flexors, deep rotators, and even your core and back muscles all coordinate to produce smooth, efficient movement. When you walk, muscles are contracting and relaxing in a precise sequence, creating a wave of motion that propels you forward. But right now, there's no walking to do, no stairs to climb, no need to balance on one leg. All of these hip muscles can completely relax. The ball of your thigh bone is sitting peacefully in its socket, held in place by ligaments and atmospheric pressure, with the muscles just draping softly around it. If you're lying on your side, your top hip might be slightly flexed, with the iliopsoas and glutes in a neutral position. If you're on your back, your hips are extended, with the iliopsoas in a lengthened position and the glutes relaxed. Either way, there's no strain, no effort, just rest. Your hips carry you through life. They support you when you stand, power you when you move, and stabilize you when you balance. They're incredibly strong and incredibly patient. They work all day without complaint. And now, finally, they get this time to rest. Let your hips be heavy. Let them sink into whatever surface is beneath you. Let all the muscles around them soften and spread. There's nothing for them to do right now. Nothing to hold. Nothing to lift. Just exist in this moment of complete rest. Your thighs contain some of the most powerful muscles in your body, and they're working almost constantly when you're upright. Walking, standing, sitting down, standing up. All of these require your thigh muscles. But right now, they're finally still. Let's start with the quadriceps, the large muscle group on the front of your thigh. The name means 4 heads, and it's actually 4 separate muscles that all come together at your kneecap. These muscles straighten your knee, and they're essential for standing up, walking uphill, and controlling your descent when you sit down or walk downstairs. The rectus femoris is the only quad muscle that crosses both your hip and knee joints. It helps flex your hip as well as extend your knee. The other 3, the vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, and vastus intermedius, only cross the knee joint. When you stand from a sitting position, your quads are doing most of the work. They're contracting forcefully to straighten your knees against the resistance of your body weight. When you walk downstairs, they're working eccentrically, controlling your descent. They're lengthening while producing force, which is actually harder on muscles than concentric contraction. Right now, unless your legs are bent and you're actively holding them in that position, your quads are relaxed. They're just lying there, soft and loose. If your legs are straight, your quads might have a tiny bit of baseline tone to keep your kneecap in position, but they're not really working. They're resting. On the back of your thigh, you have the hamstrings. Like the quads, this is actually a group of 3 muscles: the biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus. These muscles bend your knee and extend your hip. They're what you use when you swing your leg backward, curl your heel towards your buttocks, or run. The hamstrings and quads are opposing muscle groups. When one contracts, the other usually relaxes. They work together to control your leg movements smoothly and efficiently. When you walk, there's a constant dance between the quads and hamstrings, one taking over from the other in a rhythmic pattern. Tight hamstrings are incredibly common, especially in people who sit a lot. When you sit, your hamstrings are in a shortened position. Over time, they adapt to this length and become less flexible. This can affect your posture, contribute to lower back pain, and limit your movement. Right now, Whether your legs are straight or slightly bent, your hamstrings should be relaxed. Let them be soft. Let them release any chronic tension they might be holding. They don't need to grip or hold right now. They can just let go. On the inner thigh, you have your adductors. These muscles pull your legs together. There are 5 of them: adductor longus, adductor brevis, adductor magnus, grathilis, and pectineus. They're important for balance and stability, and they work whenever you need to stabilize your legs or move them across the midline of your body. Many people never think about their adductors until they pull one. Then suddenly, this muscle group they never knew existed becomes the center of their attention. But when they're healthy, adductors just do their job quietly in the background. Right now, your adductors are relaxed. Your legs aren't pulled tightly together. They're just resting in whatever position is comfortable. There's no need for these muscles to engage. They're soft, loose, and at ease. The muscles in your thighs are some of the largest in your body, and they contain a significant portion of your total muscle mass. Because of this, they're also major storage sites for energy and important metabolic tissues. When these muscles are healthy and active, they contribute significantly to your overall metabolic health. But they also need rest. Muscles grow and repair during rest, not during activity. When you exercise, you actually create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. It's during rest that your body repairs these tears, making the muscle stronger in the process. Even if you haven't exercised today, your thigh muscles have still been working, and they still need recovery time. That's what's happening right now. As you lie here, blood is flowing freely through your thigh muscles. Fresh oxygen and nutrients are being delivered. Waste products like lactic acid are being carried away. If there are any microscopic tears from the day's activities, they're being repaired. Your muscles are literally healing and rebuilding themselves as you rest. The feeling of your legs being heavy and relaxed is a good sign. It means your muscles are truly letting go. There's no residual tension, no background holding. They're in a parasympathetic, rest and digest state. This is where healing happens. Imagine your thigh muscles as thick, soft bands wrapped around your femur. Your thigh bone. Right now, they're loose and pliable, like rubber bands that aren't under any stretch. They're just draped over the bone, held in place by their tendons and connective tissue, but not actively contracting or holding. This is their natural state of rest. Not tense, not stretched, just neutral. This is where they want to be when they're not working, and right now, they're not working. And they're just being, just resting, just existing in this moment of peace. Let's drift down to your lower leg, that elegant structure between your knee and foot that allows you to walk, run, jump, and balance. The muscles here are smaller than those in your thigh, but they're incredibly hard-working and essential for almost every movement you make. The calf is dominated by 2 major muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. The gastrocnemius is the one you can see, with its distinctive double bulge shape. It crosses both your knee and ankle joints, which means it helps with knee flexion, as well as pointing your foot downward, which is called plantar flexion. The soleus sits beneath the gastrocnemius and only crosses the ankle joint. It's a thick, powerful muscle, and even though you can't see it, it's doing enormous work every time you stand, walk, or maintain balance. Together, the gastrocnemius and soleus form the Achilles tendon, which attaches to your heel bone. These calf muscles are anti-gravity muscles. When you stand, they're working to keep you from falling forward. When you walk, they push off with every step, propelling you forward. When you balance on one foot, they're making constant, tiny adjustments. They're among the hardest working muscles in your body. Right now, though, they're resting. Your feet probably aren't bearing any weight. Your ankle is in a neutral position, and your calf muscles can be completely soft. Feel how they relax, how they spread out if you're lying on your back. They've been holding you up all day. Now gravity is off duty, and they can finally let go. On the front of your lower leg, you have your shin muscles. The tibialis anterior is the most prominent. You can feel it by placing your hand on the front of your shin and flexing your foot upward. This muscle lifts your foot up, which is called dorsiflexion, and it's working with every step you take to prevent your toes from dragging on the ground. Then there are the peroneals on the outside of your lower leg. These muscles avert your foot, tilting it outward, and they're crucial for balance, especially on uneven surfaces. When you step on something unexpected, or your foot starts to roll, the perineals react instantly to correct your position. All of these muscles in your lower leg work together in an intricate dance. They're constantly adjusting, compensating, and coordinating to keep you upright and moving smoothly. It's only when you stop moving that they finally get to rest. And your feet. Oh, your feet are marvels of engineering. Each foot has 26 bones, 33 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. The muscles in your feet are divided into intrinsic muscles, which are entirely within the foot, and extrinsic muscles, which start in your lower leg and extend into your foot via long tendons. The intrinsic muscles do the fine-tuning work of controlling your toes, supporting your arches, and making subtle adjustments to your foot position. When you wiggle your toes, you're using these intrinsic muscles. When you grip the ground with your feet, same thing. The arches of your feet are maintained partly by bone structure, partly by ligaments, and partly by muscular support. Your plantar fascia, that thick band of connective tissue on the bottom of your foot, acts like a bowstring, and the muscles help support this arch structure. When these systems work well together, your feet can absorb shock, adapt to uneven terrain, and provide a stable platform for your entire body. But modern life is hard on feet. We wear shoes that constrain them. We walk on flat, hard surfaces all day. We rarely let our foot muscles work the way they're designed to. So for many people, the intrinsic foot muscles are weak and underused. Right now, though, your feet are free. No shoes constraining them, no weight bearing down on them. They can spread out and relax completely. Let your toes uncurl. Let your arches soften. There's nothing for your feet to do right now. No balancing, no pushing off, no absorbing impact. Just rest. Your feet and lower legs are the foundation of your entire body when you're upright. They're your connection to the ground, your interface with the earth. They take tremendous stress and force with every step, and they do it so well that you barely think about them, until they hurt. Then suddenly you realize how much you depend on them. How every step becomes difficult when your feet or calves aren't working properly. How something as simple as walking can become uncomfortable or painful. But right now, they're comfortable. They're supported. They're at rest. The muscles can completely let go. The tendons can relax. The bones can simply rest in their aligned positions without bearing any load. Imagine your feet becoming very heavy, sinking into whatever surface they're on. Imagine the muscles becoming soft and loose, like warm dough. Feel how your feet might be slightly warm as blood flow increases. This is what recovery feels like at the muscular level. Your lower legs and feet have carried you thousands of steps today. They've balanced you, stabilized you, and moved you from place to place. They've done all of this without asking for credit or recognition. They've just done their job, faithfully and consistently. Now they get their reward. This time of complete rest. This opportunity to repair, recover, and prepare for tomorrow. And they'll be ready. When you wake up and stand, they'll be there, holding you up, moving you forward, keeping you balanced. They always are. Let's move up to your arms, starting with your upper arms and the shoulder region. Your arms are incredibly mobile and versatile, capable of both powerful movements and delicate precision. The muscles that move your arms are working almost constantly during waking hours, but right now, they're finally still. The deltoid is that rounded muscle that caps your shoulder. It's actually divided into 3 sections: anterior, lateral, and posterior. And each part has a different job. The front part lifts your arm forward, the middle part lifts it to the side, and the back part pulls it backward. Together, these 3 sections give your shoulder its full range of motion. When you reach for something above your head, wave at someone, or throw a ball, your deltoid is heavily involved. It's one of those muscles that you don't notice until it's sore. Then suddenly you realize how much you use it for everything. Right now, your deltoid is probably quiet. Your arms are likely by your sides, or in some comfortable position that doesn't require the deltoid to work. It's just draped over your shoulder joint, soft and relaxed, like a small blanket. Below the deltoid, on the front of your upper arm, is the biceps. Everyone knows the biceps. It's the muscle people flex when showing off their strength. It has two heads, which is what bi means, and both attach at your shoulder in slightly different places. They come together to form that familiar bulge on your upper arm, then attach to your radius, one of your forearm bones. The biceps bends your elbow and rotates your forearm into a palm-up position. When you curl a weight, pick up a child, or bring food to your mouth, your biceps is working. It's a muscle designed for pulling and lifting. But right now, it's not pulling or lifting anything. Your elbow is probably relaxed, and your biceps is in a neutral length. It's not contracted, not stretched, just resting. If you could see inside your arm right now, you'd see the muscle fibers lying parallel, relaxed, with blood flowing gently through them. On the back of your upper arm is the triceps. As the name suggests, it has 3 heads. This muscle does the opposite of the biceps. It straightens your elbow. When you push something away, do a push-up, or straighten your arm to reach for something, your triceps is doing the work. The triceps is actually larger than the biceps, though it doesn't get as much attention. It makes up about 2/3 of your upper arm mass. It's a powerful muscle, capable of generating significant force. Right now, unless your arm is actively extended and locked out, your triceps is relaxed. It's soft, hanging loosely on the back of your arm. There's nothing to push, nothing to extend. It's just resting. What's interesting about the biceps and triceps is that they're antagonistic pairs. When one contracts, the other typically relaxes. This reciprocal relationship allows for smooth, controlled movement. Your brain doesn't have to consciously coordinate this. It happens automatically through a process called reciprocal inhibition. Deeper in your upper arm, you have the brachialis and the coracobrachialis. These are smaller muscles that assist with elbow flexion and shoulder movements. Most people never think about them, but they're working behind the scenes, helping to create smooth, coordinated movements. The muscles of your upper arm attach to your bones via tendons, which are dense, fibrous tissues that can handle enormous forces. The tendons of the biceps and triceps are incredibly strong. They have to be, given the loads these muscles can generate. When muscles are at rest, the tendons are at rest too. There's no tension on them. They're just connecting muscle to bone, waiting patiently for the next time they're needed. Your arms are hanging loosely right now, or they're resting on the surface beside you. Either way, they're being supported. They're not having to hold themselves up. All the muscles in your upper arms can completely let go. Feel the weight of your arms. Notice how heavy they feel when they're truly relaxed. This heaviness is a good sign. It means the muscles have released all unnecessary tension. They're in a genuine state of rest. Think about all the things your arms have done today. Opened doors, carried things, typed, waved, gestured, eaten, brushed teeth. Your arms and hands are your primary tools for interacting with the world. The muscles that move them work almost constantly, making hundreds of adjustments and movements every hour. But not now. Now they're still. The muscles are quiet. The joints are relaxed. There's nothing to reach for, nothing to hold, nothing to manipulate. Your arms can just be. This is rest at the deepest level. Not just physical stillness, but true muscular relaxation. No background tension, no bracing, no holding. Just the soft, quiet existence of muscles in their natural resting state. Now, let's move down to your forearms and hands, where some of the most complex and intricate muscular work in your body takes place. Your hands are capable of remarkable precision and dexterity, and the muscles that control them are fascinating. Your forearm contains about 20 different muscles, divided into 2 main groups. The flexor muscles on the palm side of your forearm bend your wrist and fingers. The extensor muscles on the back of your forearm straighten your wrist and fingers. These muscles don't actually live in your hand. They're in your forearm, and they control your fingers via long tendons that run through your wrist. When you make a fist, you can feel the flexor muscles in your forearm contract. When you spread your fingers wide, you can feel the extensors working. All of this control is happening in your forearm, but the movement appears in your hand. It's an elegant system of cables and pulleys, with your muscles providing the force and your tendons transmitting it. The most powerful grip muscles in your forearm are the flexor digitorum profundus and the flexor digitorum superficialis. These muscles curl your fingers into your palm. They're what you use to grip a steering wheel, hold a cup, or clasp your hands together. They're incredibly strong relative to their size. On the thumb side of your forearm, you have a group of muscles specifically dedicated to thumb movement. The thumb is incredibly important for hand function. Without an opposable thumb, we couldn't grip things the way we do. These muscles allow your thumb to move in multiple directions and press against your fingers, enabling the precision grip that humans are known for. Right now, your hands are probably relaxed and still. Your fingers might be gently curled in a natural resting position, or they might be stretched out flat. Either way, the muscles in your forearm that control these fingers are quiet. They're not gripping anything. They're not typing or writing or gesturing. They're just at rest. Inside your hand itself, you have the intrinsic muscles, small muscles that fine-tune hand movements. The thenar muscles form the meaty part at the base of your thumb. The hypothenar muscles form a smaller pad at the base of your pinky. Between your fingers, you have the interosseous muscles, which spread your fingers apart and bring them together. These intrinsic hand muscles are what give your hands their fine motor control. They're what allow you to thread a needle, pick up a coin, or play a musical instrument. They work in concert with the larger forearm muscles to produce both power and precision. Your hands have more nerve endings than almost any other part of your body, except your face and lips. They're exquisitely sensitive, capable of detecting minute textures and temperature differences. This sensory feedback is constantly being integrated with motor control, creating a sophisticated system for interacting with the world. But right now, your hands aren't interacting with anything. They're just resting. The sensory nerves are still active. You can probably feel whatever surface your hands are touching, but there's no need for motor output. The muscles can be completely quiet. Let your hands become very heavy. Let your fingers curl gently if they want to, or let them stretch out. There's no right position, just whatever feels most natural and effortless. Notice how the weight of your hands might make them sink slightly into whatever surface they're on. Your hands have worked so hard today. They've performed countless precise movements, applied force in dozens of different ways, and provided you with constant tactile feedback about your environment. The muscles in your hands and forearms have contracted thousands of times. Now they rest. The muscle fibers are relaxed, no longer generating force. The tendons are slack. The joints in your fingers are supported by their ligaments, with the muscles just lying softly around them. There's something profound about hand relaxation. Your hands are so intimately connected with action and doing. When your hands are relaxed, it signals to your entire nervous system that there's nothing to do. No task to complete, no object to manipulate, just being. Notice your fingertips. They're probably the most sensitive parts of your hands. Just notice the sensation there without trying to change anything. Maybe they're touching fabric. Maybe they're touching skin. Maybe they're touching nothing but air. Just notice. Your forearms might feel warm as blood flow increases. When muscles relax, the blood vessels within them dilate slightly, allowing more blood to flow through. This brings fresh oxygen and nutrients and carries away any metabolic waste products. It's one of the reasons why rest is so restorative. Feel the weight of your hands and forearms. Feel how they're completely supported. There's nothing for them to hold, nothing for them to grip, nothing for them to do. They can just exist in this moment, soft and heavy and relaxed. Now let's turn our attention to perhaps the most remarkable muscle in your entire body, your heart. Unlike skeletal muscles, which you can consciously control, your heart beats automatically, driven by its own internal pacemaker. It's been beating since before you were born, and it'll continue until the end of your life. Right now, your heart is beating somewhere between 60 and 80 times per minute if you're relaxed. That's about once per second. With each beat, it's pumping blood to every cell in your body, delivering oxygen and nutrients, and carrying away waste products. It's doing this effortlessly, automatically, perfectly. Your heart is made of cardiac muscle, which is different from both skeletal muscle and smooth muscle. Cardiac muscle cells are interconnected in a special way that allows electrical signals to spread rapidly through the entire heart. When one cell contracts, its neighbors contract too, creating a coordinated wave of contraction that pumps blood efficiently. The heart has 4 chambers, 2 atria on top and 2 ventricles on the bottom. The atria receive blood, and the ventricles pump it out. The right side of your heart receives oxygen-poor blood from your body and pumps it to your lungs. The left side receives oxygen-rich blood from your lungs and pumps it out to your entire body. What's remarkable is the power difference between the two sides. The left ventricle has to pump blood all the way to your toes and back up to your head, working against gravity much of the time. So the left ventricular wall is thick and muscular, capable of generating significant pressure. The right ventricle only has to pump blood the short distance to your lungs, so it's not as thick. Each heartbeat follows a precise sequence. First, the atria contract, filling the ventricles with blood. Then the ventricles contract powerfully, pushing blood out into your arteries. Then there's a brief moment of relaxation, called diastole, where the heart refills with blood. This cycle repeats about 100,000 times every day. Your heart rate is controlled by your autonomic nervous system. When you're stressed or active, your sympathetic nervous system speeds up your heart. When you're relaxed, your parasympathetic nervous system slows it down. Right now, as you lie here relaxed, your parasympathetic system is active and your heart is beating at its resting rate. You can feel your heartbeat if you pay attention. Place your awareness on your chest, or your neck, or your wrist. You might be able to sense that rhythmic pulse. It's subtle, but it's always there. This is your heart, faithfully doing its job, asking nothing in return. What's beautiful about the heart is that it never gets tired. Skeletal muscles need rest, but cardiac muscle is designed to work continuously. Its metabolism is different. It relies heavily on aerobic respiration, constantly burning oxygen to produce energy. It has an incredibly rich blood supply. About 5% of your heart's own blood output goes to feeding the heart muscle itself. The heart also has the ability to adjust its output based on your body's needs. When you exercise, your heart rate increases, and each beat becomes more forceful, pumping more blood with each contraction. When you sleep, your heart rate decreases, conserving energy. It's constantly monitoring and adjusting, keeping everything in balance. Right now, your heart is in its resting state. It's not working hard. It's just maintaining baseline function, keeping blood flowing at a pace that matches your body's current, relaxed needs. The muscle is contracting and relaxing rhythmically, efficiently, automatically. There's something deeply comforting about the heartbeat. It's the first sound you heard in the womb, your mother's heartbeat. It's a fundamental rhythm of life. When you listen to your own heartbeat, you're connecting with the most basic evidence of your existence. You're alive, and your heart proves it with every beat. Your heart will beat about 2.5 billion times over an average lifetime. It will pump roughly 200 million liters of blood. It will work every single second of every single day, without vacation, without rest, without complaint. And it will do all of this automatically, without any conscious effort from you. This is worth appreciating. Your heart is working for you right now. It's keeping you alive. It's the foundation upon which everything else in your body depends. Every cell, every tissue, every organ relies on the blood that your heart circulates. So, just for a moment, send some gratitude towards your heart. Thank it for its tireless work. Acknowledge the miracle of its continuous, reliable rhythm. Feel its steady beat and recognize it for what it is. The drum that keeps the song of your life playing. Your heart is strong. Your heart is capable. Your heart will keep beating through this night and into tomorrow and beyond. You can trust it completely. And in that trust, you can let go even more deeply, knowing that the most essential function of all is being handled automatically, perfectly, without any effort from you. While we've been talking mostly about skeletal muscles, the ones you can consciously control, your body is also filled with smooth muscles that work automatically, keeping your internal systems running smoothly. These muscles line your organs and blood vessels, and they're working right now without any conscious input from you. Smooth muscle is different from skeletal muscle in several ways. The cells are smaller and spindle-shaped. They don't have the striated appearance of skeletal muscle, which is why they're called smooth. And they contract more slowly, but can sustain contractions for long periods without fatiguing. Your digestive system is lined with layers of smooth muscle. The esophagus, stomach, and intestines all have smooth muscle in their walls. These muscles contract in coordinated waves called peristalsis, pushing food through your digestive tract. Right now, even as you rest, these muscles are working, continuing the process of digestion. When you swallow food, smooth muscle in your esophagus contracts in a wave from top to bottom, pushing the food down into your stomach. You don't have to think about this. You don't have to consciously coordinate it. The smooth muscle just does it automatically. In your stomach, layers of smooth muscle churn and mix food with digestive juices. The muscles contract in a coordinated pattern, breaking down food mechanically while enzymes break it down chemically. This process continues for hours after you eat, and it's all handled by smooth muscle working automatically. Your intestines also have smooth muscle in their walls, and these muscles move food through your digestive tract with those wave-like contractions. The small intestine mixes food with digestive enzymes and absorbs nutrients. The large intestine absorbs water and moves waste toward elimination. All of this is controlled by smooth muscle. What's remarkable is that this system has its own nervous system, called the enteric nervous system. It's sometimes called the second the second brain, because it can function independently of the brain and spinal cord. Your digestive smooth muscles are controlled by this local system, which coordinates everything beautifully without any conscious input from you. Your blood vessels also contain smooth muscle in their walls. This smooth muscle can contract or relax to adjust blood vessel diameter, which controls blood flow and blood pressure. Right now, as you lie relaxed, the smooth muscle in many of your blood vessels is relaxed, allowing your blood vessels to dilate slightly. This is why you might feel warm and heavy when you're deeply relaxed. Your bladder is made largely of smooth muscle. It stretches as it fills with urine, and when you're ready to urinate, that smooth muscle contracts to empty the bladder. But right now, that muscle is probably relaxed, just holding urine until you consciously decide to release it. In your respiratory system, smooth muscle surrounds your airways. This muscle can contract or relax to adjust the diameter of your airways, controlling airflow. When you're relaxed and breathing easily, this smooth muscle is relaxed. If you were having an asthma attack, this muscle would be contracting, narrowing the airways. But right now, everything is open and easy. Your eyes contain smooth muscle too. The iris, which controls pupil size, is made of smooth muscle. In bright light, these muscles contract to make your pupil smaller. In dim light, they relax to make your pupil larger. And the ciliary muscle in your eye adjusts the shape of your lens, allowing you to focus on near or far objects. All of this happens automatically. Throughout your entire body, smooth muscles are working quietly in the background. They're adjusting, regulating, moving things along. They're part of your autonomic nervous system, the automatic systems that keep you alive and functioning without any conscious effort. This is one of the beautiful things about being human. So much of your body's work is handled automatically. You don't have to think about digesting food, or regulating blood flow, or adjusting pupil size. These systems just work, run by smooth muscles that never rest and never complain. Right now, as you lie here aware of your body, there's an entire world of muscular activity happening inside you that you can't see or feel directly. Smooth muscles are contracting and relaxing throughout your internal organs. Blood vessels are adjusting their diameter. Your digestive system is processing whatever you ate hours ago. Your bladder is holding urine. Your airways are staying open. All of this is happening without any effort from you, without any conscious control. It's all automatic, all perfectly coordinated, all working together to keep you alive and healthy. There's something profound about this. You are not just your conscious mind. You are also all of these automatic systems, these smooth muscles working tirelessly in the background. You are the coordination of thousands of processes, all happening simultaneously, all perfectly balanced. And you can trust these systems completely. They've been refined over millions of years of evolution. They know what they're doing. They don't need your help or your supervision. They just need you to provide basic inputs, food, water, air, and they'll handle the rest. So let go even more deeply. Trust your smooth muscles to do their work. Trust your digestive system to digest. Trust your blood vessels to regulate blood flow. Trust your internal organs to function. They're doing it right now, perfectly, automatically. You don't have to do anything at all. Let's zoom in now, getting smaller and smaller until we're looking at individual muscle fibers. This is where the real magic happens, where the mechanical work of movement is actually generated. Understanding this microscopic world can be surprisingly calming, revealing the beautiful machinery that operates inside every muscle. A single muscle, like your biceps, is made up of thousands of individual muscle fibers. Each fiber is actually a single cell, but it's unlike any other cell in your body. Muscle fibers are long and cylindrical, sometimes running the entire length of the muscle. Some can be over a foot long, making them among the largest cells in your body. Inside each muscle fiber, there are hundreds of smaller structures called myofibrils. These are the actual contractile units. They're made of two types of protein filaments: thick filaments made of myosin and thin filaments made of actin. These filaments are arranged in a repeating pattern that gives skeletal muscle its striated appearance under a microscope. The basic functional unit of a myofibril is called a sarcomere. This is where contraction actually happens. When a muscle contracts, the actin and myosin filaments slide past each other. The myosin heads grab onto the actin filaments and pull, like tiny rowers pulling on oars. Then they release, recock, and pull again. This happens in millions of sarcomeres simultaneously, and the combined effect is that the muscle shortens and generates force. What powers this process? ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the energy currency of cells. When myosin pulls on actin, it uses one molecule of ATP. When a muscle is contracting powerfully, it can burn through ATP incredibly quickly. This is why muscles fatigue. They can temporarily exhaust their ATP supply or accumulate waste products faster than they can be cleared. But right now, your muscles aren't contracting powerfully. They're at rest or maintaining only minimal tone. They're using very little ATP. The energy they are using is going toward basic cellular maintenance, keeping the muscle fibers healthy and ready for when they're needed. There are different types of muscle fibers, and most muscles contain a mix. Type I fibers, often called slow twitch fibers, are built for endurance. They contract slowly, but can sustain contraction for a long time without fatiguing. They're rich in mitochondria and rely on aerobic metabolism. They're what you use for maintaining posture and for long sustained activities like distance running. Type II fibers, or fast twitch fibers, are built for power and speed. They contract quickly and forcefully, but fatigue rapidly. They rely more on anaerobic metabolism. These are what you use for jumping, sprinting, or lifting heavy weights. They're larger than type I fibers and capable of generating more force. The proportion of fiber types varies from muscle to muscle and from person to person. Muscles that need endurance, like postural muscles, have more type I fibers. Muscles that need power, like the muscles used for jumping, have more type II fibers. Genetics plays a role in your fiber type distribution, but training can also influence it to some degree. Right now, neither type of fiber is working hard. The type I fibers in your postural muscles might be maintaining a very low level of contraction just to support your position, but even that's minimal since you're lying down. The type II fibers are completely quiet, waiting for the next time you need to move quickly or powerfully. At the cellular level, muscle fibers are being maintained and repaired constantly. Satellite cells, which are stem cells located around muscle fibers, can be activated to repair damage or even create new muscle fibers. When you sleep, growth hormone and other hormones promote muscle protein synthesis, building and repairing muscle tissue. This is happening right now. As you lie here at rest, your body is taking care of your muscles at the cellular level. Damaged proteins are being broken down and replaced. Energy stores are being replenished. Any micro damage from the day's activities is being repaired. Each muscle fiber is surrounded by a membrane called the sarcolemma, and this membrane is studded with receptors and ion channels. When a nerve impulse arrives, these channels open, allowing sodium and potassium ions to flow across the membrane. This creates an electrical signal that spreads along the fiber and triggers the release of calcium inside the cell. The calcium allows the actin and myosin to interact, and contraction begins. But when there's no nerve signal, the calcium is pumped back into storage. The actin and myosin can't interact, and the muscle remains relaxed. This is the state your muscles are in right now. The ion channels are closed. Calcium is stored away. The contractile proteins are just lying next to each other, not interacting. Everything is quiet at the molecular level. There's something beautiful about understanding this. Every movement you make, from the smallest gesture to the most powerful action, comes down to these microscopic proteins sliding past each other. Billions of tiny molecular machines, all working in perfect coordination, producing the smooth, controlled movements that you take for granted. And right now, those machines are at rest. The motors are idle. The system is in standby mode, using minimal energy, just maintaining readiness for the next time you need to move. Your body is incredibly efficient. It doesn't waste energy contracting muscles that don't need to contract. It allows muscles to rest when they're not needed, conserving resources and allowing recovery. This is why true relaxation is so important. When you're relaxed, your muscles can enter this low energy state, giving them time to repair and rebuild. There's a fascinating concept called muscle memory, though the name is somewhat misleading. Muscles themselves don't have memory. Your brain does. But the way your nervous system learns to control muscles is remarkable and worth understanding as you drift deeper into relaxation. When you learn a new movement, like riding a bike, playing a musical instrument, or even just learning to walk as a child, your brain has to figure out which muscles to activate, in what order, and with how much force. At first, this is clumsy and difficult. You have to think about every aspect of the movement, but with practice, it becomes automatic. What's happening is that your brain is forming and strengthening neural pathways. Neurons that fire together wire together, as the saying goes. Each time you practice a movement, the neural connections involved in that movement become stronger and more efficient. Eventually, the pattern becomes so well established that you can execute it without conscious thought. This is why you can walk without thinking about which muscles to activate. Your brain has walked so many times that the pattern is deeply ingrained. The same is true for any well-practiced movement. Your hands know how to type, how to write, how to perform whatever tasks they've done thousands of times. The knowledge isn't in the muscles, it's in the neural pathways that control them. But here's something interesting. Even though we call it muscle memory, the muscles themselves do adapt to training. When you use a muscle repeatedly, especially if you're working it hard, the muscle fibers adapt. They might get larger, they might develop more mitochondria, they might become more efficient at using different fuel sources. The muscle physically changes in response to how you use it. Right now, your muscles are what they are because of how you've used them throughout your life. Every sport you've played, every job you've worked, every habitual movement you make has shaped your musculature. In a very real sense, your muscles tell the story of your physical life. And they're resting now after another day of telling that story. The neural patterns are quiet. The pathways that usually buzz with signals are calm. Your motor cortex, the part of your brain that controls movement, isn't firing. There's no movement to plan, no action to execute. This is important for learning and memory consolidation. When you sleep, your brain replays the day's movements and experiences. It strengthens the neural connections that matter and weakens the ones that don't. If you practiced a new skill today, your brain will work on solidifying that skill tonight while you sleep. The motor patterns will be refined and integrated. Even complex coordinated movements, like a golf swing or a dance step, ultimately come down to precisely timed muscle contractions. Your brain is orchestrating dozens or hundreds of muscles, each one activating at exactly the right moment with exactly the right force. When you see an expert perform a skilled movement, you're seeing the result of thousands of hours of practice that have carved deep neural grooves. But you don't need to be an expert athlete to appreciate muscle memory. Every habitual movement you make is an example of this. The way you hold a pen, brush your teeth, or reach for a light switch. These are all learned motor patterns, executed automatically by neural pathways that have been strengthened through repetition. Your muscles are incredibly adaptable. They respond to how you use them. If you start using a muscle more, it gets stronger. If you stop using it, it atrophies. This is the principle of use it or lose it, and it applies throughout life. Your muscles are constantly adapting to the demands you place on them. There's also proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space. This comes from special sensory receptors in your muscles, tendons, and joints. These receptors constantly send information to your brain about muscle length, tension, and joint position. This is how you can touch your nose with your eyes closed, or know exactly where your feet are without looking at them. Right now, your proprioceptors are still working, sending information to your brain about your body position. Your brain knows exactly how you're lying, where your arms and legs are, even without you consciously thinking about it. This constant stream of sensory information is part of what allows your brain to control your muscles so precisely. When you're deeply relaxed, the signals from these proprioceptors change. They're reporting that muscles are loose, joints are at rest, and there's no tension in the system. This sensory information contributes to the feeling of relaxation. Your brain receives these signals and knows that everything is safe, that you're at rest, that no action is needed. This creates a feedback loop. Muscle relaxation sends calming signals to the brain. The brain responds by reducing the signals it sends to the muscles, allowing them to relax even more. Deeper and deeper into relaxation, the conversation between brain and muscle becomes quieter and quieter. Your motor neurons, the nerves that actually trigger muscle contraction, are largely quiet now. They might fire occasionally to maintain minimal muscle tone, but mostly they're at rest. The motor cortex in your brain isn't planning movements. The cerebellum, which coordinates movements, is quiet. The basal ganglia, which help initiate movements, are idle. All of the complex circuitry involved in controlling movement is in a low-power state. It's all still there, ready to spring into action instantly if needed. But as long as you're at rest, as long as there's no threat, and no need to move, the system can idle along, using minimal energy, allowing recovery and repair. This is the gift of stillness. When you stop moving, when you truly rest, you give your nervous system a chance to reset and recover. The neural pathways that control movement get a break from their constant work. And in that break, in that quiet, healing happens. Let's explore something that affects almost everyone: the relationship between psychological stress and muscle tension. This connection between mind and body is profound, and understanding it can help you release tension you might not even know you're carrying. When you experience stress, whether it's physical danger or just mental pressure, your body activates the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response. Part of this response involves tensing your muscles, preparing your body for action. This made perfect sense for our ancestors, who might have needed to run from a predator or fight an enemy. But modern stress rarely requires physical action. You're stressed about work, relationships, finances, things that can't be solved by running or fighting. Yet your body still responds the same way, tensing your muscles in preparation for action that never comes. And if the stress is chronic, the muscle tension becomes chronic too. This is why so many people walk around with tight shoulders, clenched jaws, and tense necks. These muscles are perpetually in a low-level state of contraction, not fully relaxed, but not actively working either. Over time, this becomes the new normal. The muscles forget how to fully relax. Right now, you have an opportunity to break this pattern. Lying here, you can consciously release tension that you might have been carrying for hours, days, or even years. The first step is awareness. Where are you holding tension right now? Check your jaw. Is it clenched? Can you let it soften, creating a small space between your upper and lower teeth? Feel what happens when you consciously release that muscle tension. Check your shoulders. Are they elevated, creeping up toward your ears? Can you let them drop and settle? Feel the weight of them sinking down. Check your forehead. Are there wrinkles there? A furrow between your eyebrows? Can you smooth it out, letting the skin lie flat and the muscles beneath it soften? Check your hands. Are your fists clenched or your fingers curled tight? Can you let them open and relax, maybe even let them fall slightly apart? The thing about chronic muscle tension is that it creates a feedback loop. Tense muscles send signals to the brain that there's a threat, which causes the brain to maintain a state of alertness, which keeps the muscles tense. It's a cycle that perpetuates itself. But you can interrupt this cycle. By consciously relaxing your muscles, you send different signals to your brain. You're telling your nervous system that there's no threat, that it's safe to stand down. And your brain listens. When the muscles relax, the mind calms. This is why progressive muscle relaxation is such an effective technique for reducing anxiety. By systematically tensing and then releasing different muscle groups, you teach your body what true relaxation feels like. You create a contrast between tension and release that makes the relaxation more noticeable and more accessible. You've probably noticed by now that we've been doing a kind of body scan throughout this video, moving attention through different muscle groups. This isn't accidental. Directing attention to a body part tends to increase relaxation in that area. Awareness itself is therapeutic. There's also something called the Jacobson's relaxation principle, named after the physician who developed progressive muscle relaxation. He discovered that you can't be anxious and relaxed at the same time. They're mutually exclusive states. So if you can get your muscles to truly relax, anxiety has to decrease. This is powerful knowledge. It means you have more control over your mental state than you might think. By working with your muscles, by consciously releasing physical tension, you can influence your emotional state. The body and mind aren't separate. They're two aspects of one integrated system. Think about how you hold your body when you're anxious. Shoulders tight, chest constricted, breathing shallow, muscles braced. Now think about how you hold your body when you're relaxed. Shoulders dropped, chest open, breathing deep, muscles soft. The physical posture and the emotional state are linked. Right now, you can choose relaxation. You can consciously adopt the physical state of relaxation. Soft muscles, deep breathing, heavy limbs, and your emotional state will follow. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is fine. It's about using the body-mind connection to shift your nervous system toward a parasympathetic rest and digest state. Your muscles respond to your intention. If you tell them to relax, if you truly give them permission to let go, they will. The tension you're carrying isn't necessary. It's not protecting you or helping you. It's just habit, just a pattern that can be changed. So let's do that now. Take a moment to scan through your entire body. Notice where you're holding tension, and one by one, consciously release those areas. Let your face soften. Let your neck relax. Let your shoulders drop. Let your arms lie heavy. Let your chest and belly be soft. Let your hips and legs release. Let your feet fall open. Feel what it's like to truly let go. Not partially, not mostly, but completely. Every muscle in your body has permission to rest. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to brace against, nothing to protect. You're safe here. You can completely relax. This is healing. Every moment of true muscle relaxation is allowing your nervous system to reset, to move out of chronic stress patterns and into recovery. Your body wants this. It's been waiting for this. And now you're giving it the gift of complete rest. Let's talk about what happens when muscles rest and recover, because this is actually a fascinating and vitally important process that's happening in your body right now. When you use a muscle, especially if you use it intensely, you create microscopic damage in the muscle fibers. This isn't a bad thing. It's actually how muscles get stronger. The damage triggers a repair process, and when the muscle heals, it comes back slightly stronger than before. This is the principle behind all strength training. But the repair and strengthening don't happen during the workout. They happen during rest. Right now, as you lie here relaxed, your body is working on repairing and rebuilding your muscles. The process begins with inflammation. When muscle fibers are damaged, your immune system sends cells to the area to clean up the damage and begin repairs. Then satellite cells, those muscle stem cells we mentioned earlier, are activated. They multiply and fuse with damaged muscle fibers, helping to repair them or even create new fibers. Protein synthesis increases during recovery. Your body uses amino acids from the protein you've eaten to build new muscle proteins, replacing damaged ones and potentially adding more. This is why nutrition is so important for muscle recovery. Your body needs the raw materials to do this repair work. Hormones play a crucial role too. Growth hormone, which is released primarily during deep sleep, promotes muscle repair and growth. Testosterone and IGF-1 also contribute to muscle building. Cortisol, the stress hormone, can actually break down muscle if it's chronically elevated. This is another reason why rest and stress management are so important for muscle health. Blood flow is essential for recovery. Blood brings oxygen and nutrients to the muscles and carries away waste products. When you're relaxed, blood flow to your muscles actually increases. The blood vessels dilate, allowing more blood to circulate through the tissues. This is why you might feel warm when you're deeply relaxed. Right now, this enhanced blood flow is bathing your muscles in everything they need to recover: oxygen, glucose, amino acids, all flowing freely to every muscle fiber. At the same time, metabolic waste products like lactic acid and carbon dioxide are being carried away. Your muscles are literally being cleaned and fed while you rest. Sleep is when the most significant muscle repair happens. During deep sleep, particularly during the first few hours of the night, growth hormone release peaks. This hormone is a powerful stimulus for muscle repair and growth. It tells your body to prioritize rebuilding and strengthening tissues. But even just lying here, resting, you're supporting muscle recovery. You're giving your muscles a break from activity, allowing blood to flow freely, giving your body the opportunity to do maintenance and repair work. If you exercise today, this recovery process is especially important. The muscles you worked are busy rebuilding themselves stronger than before. But even if you didn't formally exercise, your muscles have still been working all day, maintaining posture, moving you around, supporting your activities. They all benefit from this rest period. Muscle recovery isn't just about repairing damage. It's also about replenishing energy stores. Muscles store energy in the form of glycogen, which is basically stored glucose. When you use your muscles, you deplete these glycogen stores. During rest, especially after eating, your body replenishes them, storing energy for future use. The better you recover, the better your muscles will perform next time you use them. This is why rest days are built into good training programs. You can't constantly stress your muscles without giving them time to adapt. The adaptation, the getting stronger, the building endurance, happens during recovery, not during training. There's also the nervous system component of recovery. Remember, muscles don't work in isolation. They're controlled by motor neurons. These neurons can also experience fatigue. They can become less responsive, less efficient at transmitting signals. Rest allows the nervous system to recover too, restoring optimal communication between brain and muscle. When you're sleep deprived or chronically stressed, muscle recovery suffers. Your body doesn't have the resources or the hormonal environment to repair and build muscle effectively. This is why people who don't sleep well often find their physical performance declining, even if they're training hard. But you're doing it right. You're lying here, resting, giving your body exactly what it needs. Your muscles are soaking up this recovery time. They're using this opportunity to heal, to strengthen, to prepare for tomorrow. Think of it this way. Every moment you spend in true rest is an investment in your physical capability. You're not being lazy or wasting time. You're actively supporting your body's recovery and growth processes. This is productive rest. Your muscles are complex biological machines, and like any machine, they need maintenance. They need downtime. They need recovery periods. By giving them this rest, you're ensuring they'll continue to serve you well, day after day, year after year. So let your muscles rest deeply. Let them soak in this recovery time. Let your body do its healing work. This is what your muscles have been waiting for all day. This chance to repair, rebuild, and come back stronger. As we drift further into relaxation, let's consider something that affects everyone eventually: how muscles change as we age, and what that means for maintaining strength and function throughout life. Starting around age 30, humans begin to gradually lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. It's slow at first, maybe 3 to 5% per decade, but it accelerates after age 60. By age 80, many people have lost 30 to 40% of their peak muscle mass. This loss affects not just strength, but also metabolism, balance, and overall quality of life. But here's the encouraging part. This muscle loss isn't inevitable or irreversible. It's largely a result of decreased activity rather than age itself. Older adults who stay active can maintain muscle mass and strength remarkably well. Some studies have shown that people in their 70s or 80s who train with weights can build muscle just as effectively as younger people. The key is continued use. Muscles respond to the demands placed on them throughout life. If you keep asking your muscles to work, they'll maintain their strength. If you stop using them, they'll atrophy, regardless of your age. Right now, regardless of your age, your muscles are resting and recovering. Whether you're 20 or 70, The basic processes are the same. Your muscles are being nourished by blood flow, repaired at the cellular level, and prepared for whatever demands tomorrow brings. As people age, muscle fibers do change somewhat. Fast twitch fibers tend to decrease more than slow twitch fibers. This is why older adults often notice they're not as quick or explosive as they used to be, even if they've maintained overall strength. The muscles are still strong, but they're not as fast. Motor neurons also change with age. The connection between nerve and muscle can become less efficient. This affects coordination and reaction time. But again, staying active helps maintain these neural connections. The neurons that are regularly used stay healthy longer. One of the most important things about maintaining muscle mass is its effect on overall health. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories even at rest. It helps regulate blood sugar. It produces beneficial signaling molecules called myokines. When you maintain muscle mass, you're supporting your metabolic health in multiple ways. Muscle also provides a kind of protective reserve. If you get sick or injured, having more muscle mass gives your body resources to draw on during recovery. This is why maintaining muscle is considered an important factor in healthy aging. Balance is another crucial factor. Many of the muscles we've discussed, the deep core muscles, the hip stabilizers, the ankle muscles, are essential for maintaining balance. Falls become more dangerous as people age, and strong, responsive muscles are your best defense against falling. But it's not just about preventing falls. It's about maintaining independence and quality of life. Being able to get up from a chair, climb stairs, carry groceries, play with grandchildren, all of these require functional strength. Maintaining your muscles means maintaining your ability to live life fully. Right now, as you rest, you're supporting your muscles regardless of your age. Recovery is important at every stage of life. Whether you're building strength in youth, maintaining it in middle age, or preserving it in older years, rest and recovery are essential parts of the equation. Your body is remarkably resilient. Even if you've lost some muscle mass, you can rebuild it. Even if you haven't been active, you can start. Muscles respond to stimulus at any age. They want to be strong. They want to be used. And they respond when you ask them to work. There's also the mental aspect of maintaining physical strength. There's confidence that comes from knowing your body is capable, from feeling strong and functional. This confidence affects how you move through the world, how you approach challenges, and how you feel about yourself. As you lie here, feel appreciation for your muscles and what they do for you. Whether they're young and building strength, or older and maintaining it, they're working for you every day. They're carrying you through life, literally. They deserve this rest, they've earned it. And tomorrow, they'll be ready again. Ready to move you, support you, carry you forward. That's the beautiful thing about muscles. Give them work and rest in the right balance, and they'll serve you faithfully for a lifetime. Your muscles right now are in recovery mode, and that recovery is happening at the cellular level regardless of your age. Proteins are being synthesized, damage is being repaired, energy stores are being replenished. Your body is taking care of itself, doing what it knows how to do. Trust in this process. Trust in your body's ability to maintain and repair itself. Give it the rest it needs, the nutrition it requires, and the stimulus it craves, and your muscles will stay with you, strong and functional, throughout your life. As we near the end of our journey through the muscular system, it's worth stepping back and appreciating how everything we've discussed connects together into one integrated, beautiful system. No muscle works in isolation. Every movement you make involves coordination between multiple muscles. When you reach for something, your shoulder muscles work with your arm muscles. Your core stabilizes your trunk. Your legs and hips adjust your balance. Dozens of muscles fire in a precisely coordinated sequence to produce one smooth action. This coordination happens automatically, orchestrated by your nervous system. Your brain plans the movement at a high level. Pick up that cup. And lower brain centers work out the details of which muscles to activate when. You don't have to consciously think, contract my deltoid, now my triceps, now my wrist extensors. It just happens. This is the result of millions of years of evolution. Your muscular system, your skeletal system, and your nervous system all evolved together, each one shaping and being shaped by the others. The result is a movement system that's remarkably efficient and versatile. Your muscles also interact with other body systems in ways we haven't fully explored. They work with your respiratory system to breathe. They work with your circulatory system, which feeds them oxygen and nutrients. They work with your digestive system, which provides the fuel they need. They work with your endocrine system, which regulates their growth and repair. In fact, scientists now recognize that muscle tissue itself is an endocrine organ. Muscles produce and release signaling molecules called myokines that affect other parts of your body. When you exercise, your muscles release substances that reduce inflammation, improve metabolic health, and even support brain function. This means your muscles aren't just about movement. They're actively communicating with the rest of your body, influencing your overall health in profound ways. This is another reason why maintaining muscle health is so important. It affects everything else. Think about the connection between your muscles and your bones. Muscles pull on bones to create movement, but the relationship goes both ways. When muscles pull on bones, the mechanical stress actually stimulates bone growth and maintenance. Your muscles help keep your bones strong. Without regular muscle activity, bones become weak and brittle. Your fascia, the connective tissue that wraps around and through your muscles, is another crucial part of this interconnected system. Fascia isn't just passive wrapping. It transmits force, stores elastic energy, and contains sensory receptors. Recent research suggests that fascia plays a more important role in movement and proprioception than we previously understood. When you're relaxed, as you are now, the fascia also relaxes. It becomes more hydrated, more pliable. This is part of why stretching and foam rolling can feel so good. They affect not just the muscles, but also the fascial tissues that surround them. Your lymphatic system, which is part of your immune system, also depends on muscle movement. Unlike your circulatory system, which has the heart to pump blood, your lymphatic system relies on muscle contractions to move lymph fluid through your body. This is why movement is so important for immune health. Even your emotional state is connected to your muscular system. We've touched on this earlier, but it's worth emphasizing. The way you hold your body affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you hold your body. Posture influences mood. Muscle tension reflects mental stress. The connection between mind and body runs through the muscular system. Right now, all of these systems are in a state of rest and repair. Your muscles are relaxed, which allows blood and lymph to flow freely. Your fascia is soft and hydrated. Your nervous system is calm. Your endocrine system is releasing recovery hormones. Everything is working together to restore and refresh your body. This is systems thinking applied to your own body. You're not a collection of separate parts. You're an integrated whole, with everything affecting everything else. Your muscles are part of this whole, intricately connected to every other system, all working together to keep you alive and functioning. There's something profound about this perspective. It means that taking care of one part of yourself, like allowing your muscles to rest deeply, benefits your entire system. Recovery isn't just about the muscles. It's about giving your whole integrated being the chance to restore balance and health. As you lie here, all of these systems are communicating, adjusting, balancing. Your body is a symphony of coordinated activity, even in rest. Actually, especially in rest. This is when the maintenance and repair work happens. This is when your body takes care of itself. You don't have to manage any of this consciously. Your body knows what to do. Millions of years of evolution have created systems that self-regulate, self-repair, and self-optimize. Your job is simply to provide the right conditions: rest, nutrition, movement and balance, and your body does the rest. And right now, you're providing one of those essential conditions: rest. Deep, genuine rest. Your muscles are relaxed, your breathing is calm, your heart is beating steadily. All of your systems are in a restorative mode. This is what your body has been waiting for all day. This opportunity to pause, to reset, to heal. And it's using this opportunity wisely, working at the cellular level to maintain and improve every system, including the muscular system that we've been exploring together. We've traveled through your entire muscular system, from the large, powerful muscles of your legs and back to the tiny, intricate muscles of your face and hands. We've explored how muscles work at the cellular level, how they're controlled by your nervous system, how they recover and adapt, and how they're interconnected with every other system in your body. And through it all, your muscles have been demonstrating everything we've discussed. They've been resting, recovering, and preparing for tomorrow. They've been showing you what it means to truly let go, to trust your body's automatic systems, to allow yourself to be supported and carried by the very machinery we've been exploring. Your muscular system is one of the most remarkable aspects of human biology. It gives you the ability to move, to express yourself, to interact with the world. It supports your body, protects your organs, and even communicates with other body systems to maintain overall health. But it also knows when to rest. Every muscle we've discussed has the capacity for deep relaxation, for complete release. And right now, that's exactly what they're doing. From your head to your toes, your muscles are soft, heavy, and at ease. Feel the weight of your body one more time. Feel how you're completely supported by whatever surface you're lying on. There's nothing for your muscles to hold, nothing to lift, nothing to maintain, just complete, total rest. Your heart continues to beat steadily. Your diaphragm continues to breathe for you, and the smooth muscles throughout your body continue their automatic work. But your skeletal muscles, all 600 of them, are finally at peace. The rhythm of your heartbeat is getting softer, more distant. The feeling of your breath moving in and out is becoming fainter. Even the sensation of your body against the bed or couch is starting to fade. Everything is becoming quiet and still and peaceful. This is the transition into sleep. This is what it feels like when your body has fully relaxed, when your muscles have completely let go, when your nervous system has shifted entirely into rest and recovery mode. There's nothing left to do, nowhere to go, nothing to think about. Your muscles will continue their work through the night. They'll maintain just enough tone to keep you breathing, to keep your heart beating, to keep you positioned comfortably. But you won't be aware of any of it. Your consciousness will drift away, and your body will take over completely, doing what it does best: maintaining life, repairing damage, storing memories, and preparing for a new day. The muscles in your eyelids are getting heavier. It takes effort to keep your eyes open now. It's easier to let them close. Let them stay closed. There's nothing to see right now anyway. Everything important is happening inside, in the darkness, where your body is taking care of itself. Your whole body is sinking deeper now, deeper into relaxation, deeper into rest, deeper into that transition space between waking and sleeping. Everything is soft. Everything is heavy. Everything is quiet. The boundaries between your body and the surface beneath you are starting to blur. You're being held, supported, cradled. All of your weight can be given over completely. There's no need to hold anything. Your muscles know this. They've already let go. Your conscious mind is the last thing that needs to release, and it's okay to let go now. Your body will take care of everything. Your muscles will keep working automatically. Your heart will keep beating. Your lungs will keep breathing. All through the night, every night, these automatic systems keep you alive while you sleep. You can trust them completely. They've never failed you. They never will. They're the ancient systems that kept your ancestors alive through millions of years. They're incredibly reliable, incredibly sophisticated, and they don't need any help from your conscious mind. So let your mind rest now too. Let it drift. Let thoughts come and go like clouds passing through the sky. Don't hold on to anything. Don't try to stay alert. Just let everything soften and fade and float away. Your muscles are at complete rest. Every single one we've talked about, and all the others we haven't mentioned, are soft and relaxed and recovering. They're doing exactly what they need to do. And so can you. You can just drift now. Just float. Just sleep. The sound of these words is getting farther away now. More distant. Like they're coming from somewhere outside your awareness. You might hear them, or you might not. It doesn't matter. They've already done their job. They've guided you through your muscular system. They've helped you relax each muscle group. They've brought you to this edge of sleep. Now you can slip over that edge. Let yourself fall gently into sleep. Your body knows the way. Your muscles are already there, deep in rest and recovery. Your mind can join them now. Everything can rest. Everything can sleep. Float down into darkness, into warmth, into peace, into the deep restorative sleep that your body needs. Your muscles have earned this rest. They've carried you all day. Now let them rest completely. Let everything rest. Let go. Sleep. Your body is being taken care of. Everything is working perfectly. All the automatic systems are functioning. You're safe. You're comfortable. You're deeply relaxed. And now, you're drifting into sleep. You're sleeping now, or very close to it, but these words can still guide you deeper. Your conscious mind might not register them, but your subconscious hears, and what it hears is permission to go even deeper into rest and recovery. In this deep state, your body is working at the cellular level. In every muscle fiber, in every cell, repair and maintenance processes are active. Proteins are being synthesized. Cellular structures are being rebuilt. Energy stores are being replenished. This is the work of deep rest, and it's happening throughout your body right now. Your growth hormone levels are rising, signaling your body to prioritize tissue repair and growth. Your cortisol levels are dropping, allowing inflammation to decrease. Your parasympathetic nervous system is fully active, directing blood flow to your digestive organs and supporting all of your recovery processes. This is the healing state. This is where your body does its best work. Not during activity, but during deep rest. Your muscles are being rebuilt stronger than before. Your nervous system is consolidating memories and learning. Your immune system is being refreshed. All of this happens while you sleep. The slow wave sleep you're entering now, or will be entering soon, is the deepest, most restorative stage. Your brain waves slow down to their lowest frequency. Your body becomes very still. This is when the most significant repair work happens. This is when your muscles truly recover. Every muscle we've discussed tonight is soaking in this recovery time. From the tiny muscles in your inner ear to the large muscles of your thighs, everything is being maintained and restored. The microscopic tears from today's activities are being repaired. The energy stores are being topped up. Everything is being prepared for tomorrow. Your heart rate has slowed to its lowest resting rate. Your breathing has become slow and rhythmic. Your blood pressure has dropped. Your body is in its most efficient, most restful state. This is what deep recovery looks like at the physiological level. And you're completely safe here. There's nothing to worry about, nothing to monitor, nothing to do. Your automatic systems have everything under control. They're managing every function that needs to be managed. They're maintaining every process that needs to be maintained. You can let go completely. There's no need to hold on to awareness, no need to monitor what's happening. Your body doesn't need your conscious supervision. In fact, it works better without it. The deepest healing happens when you're completely unconscious, completely released into sleep. So drift deeper now. Let these words fade into the background. Let everything fade. There's only darkness now, only warmth, only the deep, peaceful sensation of complete rest. Your muscles are heavy and loose. Your breathing is soft and slow. Your mind is quiet. This is the deepest rest, the most complete relaxation, the state where true healing and recovery happen. And you're there now. You've arrived at that place of deep, restorative sleep. Stay here. Rest here. Let your body do its work. Hours will pass, and you won't be aware of them. Your body will cycle through stages of sleep, from deep, slow-wave sleep to REM sleep and back again. Each stage serves a purpose. Each stage contributes to your recovery. And all of it happens automatically, without any effort from you. When morning comes, you'll wake naturally, refreshed and restored. Your muscles will be recovered from yesterday's work. Your energy will be replenished. Your mind will be clear. You'll be ready for a new day, and your body will have prepared you for it during the night. But that's tomorrow. Right now, there's only this moment. Only this deep, peaceful rest. Only the quiet darkness of sleep. Nothing else matters. Nothing else exists. Just sleep. Just rest. Just this. Let go of these words now. They've served their purpose. They've brought you to sleep. Now there's nothing left to hear, nothing left to follow, nothing left to do. Only sleep. Deep, restorative, healing sleep. Your muscles are at complete rest. Your body is in recovery mode. Your mind is quiet. Everything is perfect exactly as it is. There's nowhere else to be, nothing else to do. Only this. Only sleep. Only rest. Drift deeper now. Deeper into sleep. Deeper into darkness. Deeper into that quiet, peaceful place where nothing exists but rest. Your body knows this place. It goes here every night. And tonight, you've been guided here consciously, deliberately, with full permission to completely let go. So let go. Release everything. Surrender to sleep. Your muscles have released. Your mind can release too. Everything can rest. Everything can sleep. Deep, deep sleep. The night is long, and your body uses every moment of it. While you sleep, your muscular system goes through its nightly maintenance cycle. This is invisible work, unfelt work, but it's essential work. Your muscle cells are being cleaned out. Waste products accumulated during the day are being filtered out and removed. Fresh nutrients are being delivered. The cellular environment is being optimized for health and function. At the molecular level, proteins that were damaged during use are being broken down and recycled. New proteins are being assembled from amino acids, creating fresh, strong muscle tissue. This protein turnover happens constantly, but it's most active during sleep. Your mitochondria, the energy powerhouses in your muscle cells, are being maintained and repaired. Some damaged mitochondria are being removed through a process called mitophagy. Your cells are being selective, keeping the healthy mitochondria and removing the dysfunctional ones. Your muscle stem cells, the satellite cells, are in a state of readiness. If there's significant repair work to be done, they're ready to activate, divide, and contribute new genetic material to damaged muscle fibers. They're your body's repair crew, on call throughout the night. The fascia surrounding your muscles is also being maintained. It's being hydrated, and any adhesions or restrictions are being addressed by your body's natural processes. The fascia is like a body-wide web, and keeping it healthy keeps your muscles functioning smoothly. Your motor neurons, the nerves that control your muscles, are also undergoing maintenance. The synapses, the connections between neurons, are being pruned and strengthened based on the day's activity. The neural pathways you used frequently are being reinforced. The ones you didn't use are being weakened. This is how muscle memory is consolidated during sleep. Your brain is replaying motor patterns from the day, strengthening the neural programs that control movement. If you learned a new skill today, if you practiced a movement, your brain is working on it right now, making those patterns more efficient and automatic. Blood is flowing freely through your relaxed muscles, delivering everything they need and carrying away everything they don't. The improved circulation during sleep is one of the reasons why sleep is so restorative for muscle health. Your endocrine system is orchestrating all of this. Growth hormone, released in pulses during deep sleep, is signaling your muscles to repair and grow. IGF-1, testosterone, and other anabolic hormones are contributing to the rebuilding process. Your body is literally reconstructing itself while you sleep. The immune system is also active. Immune cells are patrolling your muscle tissue, cleaning up any cellular debris, fighting off any infections, maintaining the health of the tissue. Your muscles are being protected and maintained by your immune system throughout the night. Even your genes are being affected by sleep. Gene expression patterns change during sleep, with genes involved in repair and recovery being upregulated. Your DNA is literally being read differently during sleep than during waking hours, directing your cells to focus on restoration rather than activity. All of this happens automatically. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to direct it. You don't even have to be aware of it. Your body knows what to do. It's been doing this every night of your life. It's incredibly good at it. This is the miracle of the sleeping body. It's not just resting. It's actively working, actively healing, actively preparing for the next day. Sleep isn't passive. It's one of the most metabolically active states your body enters. And your muscles are primary beneficiaries of this nightly restoration. They work hard during the day. They carry your weight, move you through space, protect your organs, and maintain your posture. They earn this nightly maintenance period. They need it, and they're getting it right now. Hours pass. The night deepens. Your sleep cycles through different stages. Sometimes you're in deep, slow wave sleep. Sometimes you're in lighter sleep. Sometimes you enter REM sleep, when your brain is active and dreaming, but your muscles are temporarily paralyzed to prevent you from acting out your dreams. Through all of these stages, the work continues. The repair, the maintenance, the rebuilding. Your body is tireless in its commitment to keeping you healthy. It never gives up. It never stops trying. It uses every moment of sleep productively. When you wake in the morning, you probably won't feel all of this work that's been done. You'll just feel rested, refreshed, ready for the day. You won't consciously notice that your muscles have been rebuilt, your energy stores replenished, your neural pathways optimized. But the work will have been done. Your body will have taken care of you through the night, just as it does every night. And you'll wake up better than you were when you went to sleep. Stronger, more recovered, more ready. This is the gift of sleep. This is why it's so essential. Not just because it feels good to rest, but because this is when your body does its most important maintenance work. This is when healing happens. This is when you're rebuilt and restored. So sleep deeply. Sleep peacefully. Let your body do its work. Trust the process. Trust your body's ancient wisdom. It knows what it's doing. It's been doing it for millions of years. And it's doing it for you right now. The night is passing. Hours have slipped by in darkness and rest. Your body has been working steadily, quietly, efficiently. And now, slowly, it begins to prepare for waking. This preparation happens gradually, starting long before you become conscious. Your hormone levels shift. Cortisol begins to rise, signaling your body to prepare for activity. Melatonin levels drop. Body temperature starts to increase slightly. Your body is setting the stage for waking, even while you're still deeply asleep. Your muscles, which have been deeply relaxed all night, begin to show small increases in tone. Not yet ready for activity, but no longer in the profound relaxation of deep sleep. They're starting to prepare, starting to shift from recovery mode toward readiness mode. Your brain activity changes. You spend more time in lighter stages of sleep. REM periods become longer. You might dream more vividly. Your mind is beginning its transition back to consciousness, even though you're not aware of it yet. Blood flow patterns shift slightly. During deep sleep, blood is directed primarily to your organs and digestive system. As morning approaches, more blood begins to flow to your muscles and brain, preparing them for the day's activities. Your autonomic nervous system adjusts its balance. The parasympathetic system, which has been dominant all night, begins to yield to the sympathetic system. Not dramatically, you're still sleeping peacefully, but the balance is shifting, preparing for wakefulness. This is all automatic. Your body has an internal clock, circadian rhythms that guide these transitions. Even in complete darkness, even with no external cues, your body knows roughly what time it is. It begins preparing for morning at the appropriate time. Your muscles are now at an intermediate state, not as deeply relaxed as they were in the middle of the night, but not yet fully awake either. They're like a car warming up, getting ready to shift from park into drive. The engine isn't running hard yet, but it's no longer completely idle. The satellite cells that have been working on repairs all night are finishing up their work. The protein synthesis that's been happening in your muscle cells is reaching completion for this sleep cycle. The cleanup processes are wrapping up. Your muscles are being prepared for use. Your motor cortex, the part of your brain that controls movement, is becoming more active. Even before you wake, it's starting to fire more frequently. The neural pathways that control your muscles are coming back online, preparing to respond to your conscious commands. You might shift position in your sleep. This is normal. Your body periodically needs to move to maintain circulation and prevent pressure sores. Your muscles contract just enough to roll you over or adjust your position, then relax again. You probably won't remember these movements, but they're happening. Your breathing changes slightly. It might become a bit faster or more variable. Your heart rate increases slightly. These are all signs that your body is transitioning, moving from the deep rest of night toward the activity of day. But you're still sleeping, still resting, still benefiting from the restorative processes of sleep. There's no rush. Your body is transitioning at its own pace, in its own time. When you're ready to wake, you'll wake naturally. Until then, sleep continues. The work of the night has been completed. Your muscles have been repaired and restored. Your energy stores have been replenished. Your nervous system has consolidated the day's learning. Your immune system has done its maintenance work. You're ready for a new day, even if you're not yet awake to face it. This is the natural cycle: sleep and wake, rest and activity, recovery and performance. Your body moves through these cycles effortlessly, guided by ancient biological rhythms. And your muscles, which work so hard during the day, get their essential recovery time at night. The sky outside might be beginning to lighten. The world is waking up around you. Birds might be starting to sing. Traffic might be beginning to increase. The day is coming, slowly, naturally, as it always does. But you're still in your own bubble of rest, still in your own peaceful state. The outside world can wait. Your body is finishing its night's work at its own pace. When you're truly ready, when the recovery is complete, you'll wake naturally. And when you do wake, you'll feel the difference. You'll feel rested. Your muscles will feel ready. You'll have energy. You'll be prepared for whatever the day brings. This is the payoff for the night's work. Waking up restored and ready. But that moment hasn't come yet. For now, you're still sleeping, still resting, still allowing your body to complete its preparations. There's no need to wake yet. No need to stir. Just continue resting. Continue sleeping. Let the process complete naturally. Your muscles are ready to work when you need them, but they're also perfectly content to remain at rest for now. They'll respond when you call on them. Until then, they're simply existing in this state of readiness, this transition between deep rest and full wakefulness. Sleep on. Rest on. Let your body finish its work. Trust the process. Trust your body's wisdom. It knows when it's time to wake. It knows when the recovery is complete. And until that moment comes, just rest, just sleep, just be. The time for waking draws near. Your body knows it, even if your conscious mind doesn't yet. The preparation that's been happening gradually for the past hour or more is reaching completion. Your muscles are ready. Your brain is ready. Your entire system is shifting from sleep to wakefulness. Your muscles have been restored overnight. The work of repair and rebuilding is complete. Energy stores are full. Damage has been healed. Your muscular system is in optimal condition, ready to carry you through another day. You might start to notice sensations filtering into your awareness. The feeling of the blankets against your skin, the temperature of the room, maybe sounds from outside. These sensory inputs are becoming stronger as your brain becomes more active. Your muscles might stretch automatically. This is your body's way of transitioning from the stillness of sleep to the movement of wakefulness. Stretching increases blood flow, wakens the nervous system, and prepares muscles for activity. It feels good because it's serving an important function. You might take a deep breath, a sigh that signals the transition from sleep breathing to wake breathing. Your diaphragm contracts more fully. Your chest expands. You're drawing in more oxygen to feed your awakening body. Your eyes might flutter beneath your closed lids. Rapid eye movements as your brain processes dreams, or simply as it transitions to wakefulness. Your eyelids might feel heavy still, but lighter than they were hours ago. The muscles that control them are ready to open your eyes whenever you're ready. There's no rush. Waking can be gentle and gradual. There's no need to jolt awake, to force it. Your body is coming back to consciousness naturally, in its own time. Each muscle group is preparing in its own way. Your heart rate is increasing toward its waking level. Still calm, still steady, but faster than it was during the night. Your cardiovascular system is preparing to support movement and activity. Your postural muscles are increasing their tone. The erector spinae along your spine, the deep core muscles, the muscles that hold you upright, they're all preparing to do their job of supporting you against gravity. When you sit up or stand, they'll be ready. Your fingers and toes might wiggle. Small movements as your peripheral muscles wake up. The neural pathways from your brain to your extremities are testing themselves, making sure everything is connected and responsive. Your cognitive functions are coming back online. You're becoming aware of where you are, what day it is, what you need to do. Thoughts are beginning to form. Your prefrontal cortex, which handles planning and decision-making, is waking up along with your body. The boundary between sleep and wakefulness is thin now. You're drifting in that liminal space, that in-between state. Part of you is still resting. Part of you is ready to engage with the day. And that's perfectly fine. There's no need to rush the transition. When you do fully wake, whether in a few minutes or a few hours, your muscles will be ready. They've spent the night recovering. They've been repaired, rebuilt, and restored. They're full of energy and ready to work. The first movements you make will feel a bit stiff, perhaps. This is normal. Your muscles haven't moved in hours. Your joints need to work through their full range of motion to distribute synovial fluid. Your tendons and ligaments need to stretch. After a few minutes of gentle movement, everything will loosen up and feel normal. And then you'll go through your day, using your muscles hundreds of different ways. Walking, reaching, lifting, gesturing. Your muscles will respond to every command from your brain, contracting and relaxing in perfect coordination. They'll carry you through your day, just as they carried you through yesterday. And tonight, you'll rest again. The cycle will repeat. Your muscles will work during the day and recover at night. This rhythm, activity and rest, stress and recovery, is fundamental to life. It's how your body maintains itself. It's how you stay healthy and strong. Your muscular system is remarkable. It's powerful and precise. It's resilient and adaptable. It works tirelessly during the day and repairs itself efficiently at night. It asks very little, just some fuel, some rest, and occasional challenge to stay strong. In return, it gives you everything: the ability to move, to work, to play, to express yourself, to live independently. Your muscles are the physical manifestation of your ability to interact with the world. They're essential to almost everything you do. So as you transition from sleep to wakefulness, take a moment to appreciate your muscles. Feel them coming to life. Notice their readiness. Acknowledge their work. They've served you well for another day, and they'll continue to serve you for as long as you take care of them. Stretch gently when you're ready. Move slowly at first. Give your muscles a chance to warm up and loosen. They'll respond beautifully, carrying you smoothly into your day. And remember this feeling. This sense of being rested and restored. This is what adequate sleep and true recovery feel like. Your muscles need this regularly. They need time to rest, repair, and rebuild. When you give them this time, they perform better and last longer. So honor the sleep cycle, respect your body's need for rest, give your muscles the recovery time they've earned, and they'll continue to serve you well, day after day, year after year, throughout your life. We've spent the last few hours exploring the remarkable machinery of the human muscular system. From the largest muscles in your thighs to the smallest muscles in your ears. From the voluntary muscles you control consciously to the involuntary muscles working in the background, we've covered the beautiful complexity of how your body moves and maintains itself. But more than just learning about muscles, you've experienced them. You've felt them relax. You've noticed their weight, their warmth, their subtle presence throughout your body. You've connected with your physical self in a deeper way. This connection is valuable. In our modern world, we often live primarily in our heads, disconnected from our bodies. We treat our bodies as vehicles that carry our brains around, forgetting that we are our bodies just as much as we are our minds. Taking time to notice and appreciate your physical self is an act of integration, of wholeness. Your muscles have been with you from the beginning. In the womb, you started developing muscles early in gestation. Before you could think, before you could remember, your muscles were forming, preparing to move you through life. When you were born, your muscles brought you into the world, helping you take that first breath, make that first cry. As a baby, your muscles learned to hold up your head, to reach for objects, to roll over, to sit up, to crawl, to stand, to walk, Each of these milestones was a triumph of muscular development and neural coordination. Your muscles literally carried you through your development from helpless infant to mobile child. Through childhood and adolescence, your muscles continued to grow and strengthen. They allowed you to play, to explore, to learn physical skills. They helped you express yourself through movement, through sport, through dance, through simple activity. They were always there, always working, always supporting you. In adulthood, your muscles continue this work. They carry you to work, through your day, home again. They allow you to care for yourself and others. They give you the ability to earn a living, to create, to build, to help. Your muscles are fundamental to your independence and capability. And they'll continue with you into old age, maintaining your strength and mobility for as long as you care for them. The relationship between you and your muscles is lifelong. They're not separate from you. They are you. Taking care of them is taking care of yourself. Tonight, you've given your muscles a gift, the gift of deep rest and recovery. You've paid attention to them, acknowledged them, allowed them to fully relax. This is valuable not just physically, but psychologically. You've created a moment of peace and restoration that your body needed. As you move forward, remember that this rest is available to you every night. Your muscles need it. They work hard for you every day, and they need time to recover. When you prioritize sleep, when you allow yourself to truly rest, you're investing in your physical health and capability. Remember too, that your muscles need appropriate challenge. They need to be used, to be worked, to be asked to adapt and grow. A balance of rest and activity, recovery and challenge. This is what keeps your muscles healthy throughout life. But for now, in this moment, rest is what's needed. Complete, deep rest. Your muscles have relaxed. Your body has recovered. Your mind has quieted. This is the perfect end to the day and the perfect preparation for tomorrow. Take with you the understanding that your body is on your side. Your muscles aren't your enemy, even when they're sore or tired. They're not separate from you. They are you in your most physical, tangible form. And they're incredibly good at what they do. Trust your body. Trust your muscles. They've carried you this far, and they'll carry you forward. All they ask is care, proper rest, adequate nutrition, appropriate activity, and occasional gratitude and attention. So as you drift off completely now, or as you rest in these final moments before full sleep takes you, feel a sense of gratitude for your body, for your muscles, for this remarkable system that allows you to move through life, to experience the physical world, to express yourself through action. Your muscles are resting now. They're recovered. They're ready for tomorrow. And so are you. Everything is exactly as it should be. You're safe, comfortable, deeply relaxed, and fully supported by your own body. Let the last thoughts fade. Let the final awareness dissolve. There's nothing left to do. Nothing left to think about. Only sleep. Only rest. Only the peaceful darkness of complete relaxation. Your muscular system, which we've explored in such detail tonight, is now just doing what it does best: resting, recovering, and preparing. You don't need to monitor it or manage it. It knows what to do. It's been doing it your entire life. So, release everything, let go completely, trust your body's wisdom, and sleep. Deep, restorative, healing sleep. The kind of sleep that lets you wake tomorrow refreshed and ready. The kind of sleep that your muscles need and deserve. Thank you for this journey through your muscular system. Thank you for taking this time to rest and recover. Your body thanks you too. And now, just sleep, just rest, just be. Good night.